This episode is brought to you by LinkedIn. Healthcare professionals can lead their careers with LinkedIn. Discover jobs by specialty, preferred shifts, and even desired salary. From mental health therapists to radiology technicians, it's now faster and easier for healthcare professionals to find the right fit. Learn more at linkedin.com/healthcare. Side effects may include faster job placement, improved work-life balance, and increased career satisfaction.
This podcast is brought to you by Carvana. Carvana makes car selling fast and easy from start to finish. Enter your license plate or VIN and get a real offer in seconds, down to the penny. If you accept, Carvana will come pick up your car from your driveway. Or you can drop it off at one of our car vending machines. Either way, you get paid instantly. It's fast, transparent, and 100% online. Car selling that saves your time. That's Carvana.
Carvana.
Pickup fees may apply.
Welcome to Worse Than You with Mo Fry-Pasek. I'm Mo, and every week I'm asking today's most captivating artists how they got their acts together. This show isn't about their best or most famous work. It's about the work that means the most to them, their creative process, and why they make their art. This week's guest is a composer, musician, music director, pianist, and writer based out of Michigan. That reminds me of 500 Days of Summer. I'm from Michigan. You know him as the co-composer, music director, and arranger for Catherine Cohen's The Twist, She's Gorgeous, and Matt Rogers' show, Have You Heard of Christmas? You've heard his dozens of theme songs for podcasts like Las Culturistas and Seek Treatment. He made his Broadway debut performing with Alan Cumming at Studio 54 in March 2024. He's performed at Carnegie Hall and at every piano bar in NYC and around the world. And he writes and records original music under the artist name Henki Skidu. I love that. Please welcome to the pod, Henry Koperski. Ready, set, show!
Hey, Mo.
Hi, my dear, dear friend. How are you?
Feeling so good to be in your presence.
You got, what a rap sheet.
That was nice to hear, yeah.
You got, yeah.
Memory lane.
Put some respect on that name. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I'm very excited for you to be here. I feel like we could talk about 800 billion things.
Yeah, we have a history.
We do. Yeah, we have history. No, we truly do. We have such creative history. To me, you are like part of the nucleus, do you know what I mean, of all of our handful of folks in the comedy community.
Yeah, that era.
Yeah. In Brooklyn, for the listeners, we were all just in a group creating shows, and like Henry started doing music for sketches, and then for, as you've heard, like Matt or Cap, but it was like all of us were just throwing stuff up.
Yeah.
It wasn't like so cut and dry as like, and Henry does music for this. It's like everyone was doing anything.
Yeah, and everyone was pairing up in different permutations, and it was so cool. And yeah, just the most creative environment I think I've ever been in.
Before we started, Henry and I were talking about a favorite moment, which I liked because there was a show that was hybrids of movies with musicals, but it pulled improv world actors and stand-up world folks, and all of us like sort of came together to do a third medium. And that is that exciting feeling where, I don't know, you can recreate it even if you want to, because it's like freshman year, you can never do again.
Yeah, I always think about doing a reunion of the show that you were in. And
will you give people a rundown of the show?
So first I had this idea one day where I was like, I want to do a show with the music of Annie because it's one of my favorite musicals. And I thought, but like, I can't just put up Annie. And then I was like, what if I put up Star Wars Episode 1, because
that's
Annie
the
is
next logical thought.
Yes,
right? Yeah.
for me, because Anakin goes by Annie in Star Wars Episode 1. I was like, and then I'll get like my improv friends to make this magic happen. And so we just like discussed the plot of Star Wars Episode 1, and then I was like, and then I think here you could do You're Never Fully Dressed Without a Smile, which Joe Firestone sang as Yoda, stuff like that.
Heaven on this
so
earth.
It was a smash hit, and so then we were like, okay, we have to do it again.
Sold Out House.
Yeah. It was amazing, and so many special moments. So I was like, okay, how do we top this? Wicked is the best music ever, and what could go with that?
But people need to also remember this is pre-Wicked movie. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, it's like, this is 2015?
Something like that.
Yeah, it was something.
Yeah. But I'm sure it's come up that most comedians, sketch, improv, or stand-up all love musical theater. Or
Sure.
most of them do.
Yeah.
And so I thought, okay, what would go well with Wicked? Devil Wears Prada, because you have the Emily Blunt and Anne Hathaway characters are kind of like the Glinda Alphaba. And so we got this motley crew of Mateo Lane as Alphaba, Lisa Traeger as Adam Grenier or whatever his name is.
The boyfriend.
You sang Dancing Through Life, right?
Can I tell you, probably, I had never seen or heard Wicked before that day.
You and Pat Regan, who played Miranda Priestley.
Pat really didn't want to like fake it. So that was a part of the bit of like, I don't know. Yeah, no, Pat and I we did not know. But I think I probably did Dancing Live because I was Stanley Tucci.
Yes, that's right.
Maybe in the closet scene or something.
Yeah, in the closet when he's showing her, Dancing Through Life. Yeah. Pat Regan also had not seen Devil Wears Prada at that point either.
No, made it so funny though.
Yeah, it was true magic, and Bowen and Matt played Miranda's daughters.
Oh yeah, we've got the Harry Potter movie. Yeah, I forgot about that.
It was so special and just the goofiest thing ever, and none of it made any sense, but like it was just that pure creative energy that just like made it so electric for everybody.
It's the hardest I've ever laughed is Lisa was like pretty high, and like it was that energy where it was like a space where that was part of it, lived in it, and it was some of the funniest things I've experienced in my whole life is her going, oh wait, I'm Adrian, and it was
yes.
Oh, and it was so perfect. But of course, it's like such seasoned comedians that everything is funny. Like
seasoned comedians, but still 2015, like pre all
seasoned
of those.
In their soul, not in any means of practice.
Yeah. So that's why it couldn't ever be created because now everyone has like, their history that like their fans know, but like it wouldn't be as pure as just like goofballs in a basement.
There's also observation, right? Like no matter what, intrinsically everything is recorded, so there is a pressure. You know what I mean? To have those goofy moments.
That's so true. And that performance, I have one picture from it that I found.
I have one blurry, like from Facebook, I think. Yes, that
it's gotta be the same
where
one.
The light is glowing on this, you can't really see people's faces.
Mm-hmm. Mateo's holding the broom and everyone's behind him going, And
Mateo, a trained operatic performer, was actually singing incredible, and all of us would just stop and be like, wow.
Oh my God. Yeah, I have chills thinking about it. It was... Yeah.
Well, okay, this is exciting to me because we talk about process and the way you make things. And I think you do have like a reputation in front of you because you are so commonly referenced by folks. And I personally think of you as very producerial. Like you produce that show, you're creating spaces for things to occur. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm wondering when you're having those moments of like, I have this idea, I want it to be executed, but I also want to collaborate where people can make it insane. It's not like you were going down and being like, Pat, don't watch the movie. You weren't doing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you were allowing it to live. So I'm just curious, process-wise, like in those moments when you were grinding, like how did you view yourself and what you were doing?
I think I really think I was good at seeing people's magic. And sometimes the magic that they're not always showing, but being like, oh, I can tell what's under there.
Well, in that time too, because like I even just think of you having to like musically improv with folks, right? And so then you have to translate languages at that time. So then you have to be aware of someone's native language or timing.
Yes. Yeah.
So it requires someone being able to see exactly the skills of who they're working with.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like before I got involved in the comedy world, I was going to shows all the time and just reveling in awe at the talent and be like, oh my God, like Mo is so funny when they do that. And so then I think it was kind of like math, my version of math.
Yeah,
like,
I talk about that a lot. Same.
Devil Wears Prada plus Wicked plus Mo and Lisa. Oh, they're equals.
Yes,
hilarious.
This energy. Yeah, 100%. And it like, but also it takes that, the feeling involved is the risk of like, and I don't know, like what that'll do.
Yeah.
But I love seeing that equation work out. Like,
yeah, leaving room for, the magic of the universe.
Well, okay. And it's like, because we do start with a too long didn't read, usually on a project that just felt like a piece of you, right? Like your work, and it can be whatever someone's promoting or like a 2015 thing. So I have twofold, because I'm wondering if something comes to mind for you. And then also I'd love to fold in just your, I don't know what word you use for it, but sort of faith in the unknown and spiritual practices. Because I think you and I have always connected over that, but I think it's also what guides your intuition, which is the same thing as improv. It's timing, it's feeling, it's all of that. So does something come to mind?
Yeah. So in everything we're talking about like 2015 era, I was always like relying on the magic in other people, seeing like, oh, these people are funny, these people are funny. And then we let the universe like do its magic with all these people. So then as I started to want to do my own thing, and I heard, I think Marianne Williamson was talking, this is probably 2017. I was listening to like her on Oprah's podcast or something. And I'm not a Bible person, but she talked about like, Jesus was talking to his disciples, and he was like, you have to go spread the word of like, enlightenment and being one and loving everyone. And the disciples were nervous, and they're like, we don't, we're not you. We don't know what to do. And he was like, Jesus was like, just go there, go to the people, show up, and you will know what to say. Like, I will tell you, God will tell you, whatever. And the rest is history. They went and spread the word.
Turns out it worked.
Yeah. So, but that really struck me. I was like, oh, just like show up and know that like you will get the things you need. Like that happens in Harry Potter too, right? Like,
I was just going to say, like, you talking about Star Wars, right? Like, the Bible is just also incredible myth to tell human experience.
Yeah.
And it is that, like, it's like the Force, the faith, the, like, just show up.
Yes.
It's all, yeah.
Oh my God. There's this interview with Erykah Badu from
favorite
Vulture.
Pisces in the world.
Totally.
Yeah.
And she talks about in Phantom Menace when Qui-Gon Jinn is fighting Darth Maul, and she says that it struck her, that it changed her life or something when she saw this divider goes up between the two of them when they're fighting, and Qui-Gon gets on his knees and starts meditating. And just like, while Darth Maul's like on the other side of the field, like pacing and grunting, and Qui-Gon just like gets really chill. And she was like, oh, like he's collecting all the knowledge of the universe and preparing for what's next, which is he dies.
I don't know. I didn't.
Sorry.
I'm not. No, I had my friend describe Star Wars to me the other day, because I was like, I feel like that person's doing that arc. Is that correct? And then they described it to me. But like Harry Potter was mine growing up, and it's like the same theme. Because what moment are you talking about where he has to take?
It happens in every book, like especially at the end when there's like whatever final battle.
This guy.
Like Harry is like, everything's against him, but like he has all these helpers, that all the people that he's blessed throughout the book. In the end, like he gets to the final moment when hope is lost, and then he receives the exact help he needs.
His mom and dad come in.
His mom and dad, or like Dobby or whatever it is, they're right there to help. And that, I feel like the lesson there is just show up.
For you though, that moment, right? Does that require an active letting go in that moment, or is it before showing up? Do you know what I mean? Like, when I like to give people like almost like actionable ways to follow intuition, because there's so much like advice for like, wake up, do your pages, whatever. But it's like, how do we give advice for following intuition? Like,
yeah. I think in the past, when I was first learning about it, I would still prepare as much as humanly possible, and then in the moment let some grace come in and let the universe do some magic. But now, if you really want full co-creation,
all of it,
then I think like getting myself in a state of like erasing everything I think I'm going to do, like planning, predicting. Like obviously you want to be prepared, but like when it comes to preparing for the actual moment of being on stage and performing or going into the studio to record, that morning I will meditate and I will try to like become blank and forget who I am and forget everything I know, because that's not what I need in the moment. That's not the magic.
Yeah.
And when I'm carrying a bunch of information in my head and plans and all these things that I'm going to make sure I nail when I'm in the studio or on stage. That is literally putting up walls to the universe, being like, no, I don't need your help. I've got this plan that I came up with.
Yes, fully.
So I prepare by like before I perform or whatever it is, like getting that channel going, getting the flow going. So then when I'm there, it's already flowing.
But this is why I still always say I think the best artists are athletes, because good athletes know that nothing you do on game day is going to change. It's everything you did in the gym the days before.
Yes.
And that's what you're saying. You're like, it's game day. I don't think I leave it on the court. Like,
right. And if I'm trying to think of a single tennis player's name, Serena.
There we go.
Is like she's like, if she's planned out every hit she's gonna do and like every muscle she's gonna move, like it's not gonna go well.
No.
But so she's done the prep work, and then in that moment she just lets her intuition flow through her.
So like for you then, because I know you had to kind of almost pivot within yourself to be more, because you are a sincere person who is, extremely witty, and you're in these comedic spaces where that served you, but then you wanted to create art that was more authentic and sincere to a less like, not comedic, because, every sort of a sincere thing has comedy in it, but a more vulnerable, I guess.
When a few years ago, and I was like, I'm leaving comedy, it was a little, not misguided, but it wasn't a full thought. I think
it was a part of it. Yeah.
Yeah. I was definitely seeking a change. And now as I look back, it was more that I didn't want to write or create things that led to a punchline, because I want the goal to always be like a truth that I'm leaving with whoever I'm sharing the art with. I want it to be something like a true sharing. Sometimes a punchline is a truth.
Sure.
But like, I think if the goal is a punchline, always just punchline, just like thing that makes people laugh, then you might not be delivering a truth every time. Whereas if you deliver a truth every time, well, you're delivering a truth every time. And maybe it's also funny.
Maybe.
Yeah. Which is great. Or maybe it's heartbreaking and you get people to connect with you in that way.
Yeah.
And synthesize with you and create empathy and compassion. And,
It's interesting because I think that so acutely, and I think similarly, where it's like that's how we operate in our interpersonal relationships, and it's like, oh, truth is fine here. We don't have to do bits. Like it's like, at a party, you and I probably would prefer. I always say I love a bit, but it's like when you can tell someone's doing a bit because they're spinning out. It's like I can't fucking do this. And so you have that authenticity, but then you've been in a space where the value is the punchline. Mm-hmm. So is that weird thing? You're like, I know what I'm like, but like, it's still like. And this is good, even if no one's laughing. It's just my heart. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That feeling.
When I was really embedded in the comedy community, I was much more shy and closed off because I didn't know how to engage with bits. I love bits too. And laugh my ass off.
Oh, they're the best.
Listening to everyone
Party
riff
rock.
And stuff.
Yeah.
But I just didn't know how to do that really. So I was just really shy. And I think a lot of people perceived me as like a quiet person,
sure.
which is not a bad thing. But but just to say that now I know whether I'm talking to someone who likes to do bits or someone who is really sincere all the time, I know how to just like talk about what I think we both would like to talk about.
Also, though, what you're good at is like seeing where someone's comfort in their body is, right? Like in the same way you can see the thing and a talent in someone and want to connect with that. Like you can see if someone's more likely to want sincerity or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I think there's that co-creation in that.
Yeah.
That still, I don't know, it puts your brain in me into like a more director, producerial way. I feel the same way about me. And it's not to say it's not pure artistry, but it is like, I don't know, it's a less seen act of containing that nothing exists without. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Does that hit you at all?
I think so.
Yeah.
You're saying just like being able to, when you start talking to someone, being able to perceive the type of energy you have together, and then
I think that's what
being
you're
guided
doing.
by that.
Yeah,
instead
you're
of
seeing
forcing something else.
Completely, but you're just like without needing them to be something. It feels very unbiased. Like you see what they are, you know what you are, you know what you can give within that.
Mm-hmm.
And so then it's similar to someone who can do like a jazz collaboration or like a
Totally.
improv, you know?
Yes, that's good improv.
Yeah, literally. Because you're not forcing your thing on the person. You can't.
Right.
But you can find the thing, the frequency at which you meet.
Yeah. And something also related to improv or just having a conversation with someone you don't know is you can take it slow in the beginning. You can like really just like suss out. And the same thing with jazz improvisation. Like
have those in the back, hear this. Yes.
Yeah. And like I love when I'm at a jazz show and it's time for like, the pianist solo and the pianist will start with being like bloom bloom. Bloom bloom. And the drummer picks up on it. It's like and it's so quiet. And then you feel everyone hone in on the relationship between the musicians. And it's the most thrilling thing in the world, even though they're just going, like, and
because they're slowing the momentum of a whole room.
Yes.
And you feel
inviting us all in too, into this very intimate experience of them finding what they're creating together. And I've seen that at amazing comedy improv shows.
Yeah.
When the best improvisers will start with just like a little subtle mime work and then it slowly builds.
Oh, when someone opens with a little object work and then someone knows to let it cook.
Yes. Yes. It's like, whoa, that person is dropped in.
And the world, they're building it. Like they're seeing it and it's.
Yeah.
There's no rush or worry of like, we don't know our relationship to each other yet.
Right. And that's letting the audience also like fill out the picture slowly with their own experiences too, instead of like having something shoved down your throat.
Completely.
Yeah.
Does that, now we're going to copy paste the theme though, but for you then creating your own thing, is that almost like what constant collaboration and co-creation did to finally then be like, and now I want a little solo. You know what I mean? Where it's like you build in a jazz set and then someone does a solo.
Yeah. When me like going solo, the initial impulses of that were kind of actually out of fear and like, but which is a testament
fear,
to
I
how,
love this. What kind of fear?
Just like, I keep like doing these collaborations with other people and then they take off and then I'm just kind of like over here. I need to like prove that I'm worthy of being seen as my own.
Yeah,
like that's where it came from.
Yeah. It's like, it's the internal, like, it's not a literal voice, but
yeah. But that is the deep truth that behind all fear is actually love. Like, is this desire to actually do something loving or asking for love or whatever, because that fear did lead me to start exploring making my own music. And at first, what I was making was so cranial and just like, okay, so I'm a good pianist and I can be clever with lyrics. So what's like the most impressive composition I can make? I love this. And
was it literally just like that day you'd try an impressive thing? Like on the page, write it down, like that sort of energy? Kind of.
Or like, what's a really like sophisticated chord progression? Or like, can I use this thing from Beethoven and like turn it on its head and everyone will go, wow, Henry is so smart.
But it's jazzy now, it's new and it's modern.
Yeah.
But that's it. Yeah.
That's how it started because my impulse to go solo was to prove myself. So I would invite people to like little shows where I'm trying out this new impressive music that I wrote. And everyone's, it's my friends that would come and everyone's really nice and stuff. And like, that was great. But I could tell that it wasn't really like connecting with anyone.
You, maybe, yeah.
Yeah. And definitely not me. But the things that people would comment on were the moments when I did show some sincerity or just like,
it's where the math and the pattern comes in, is you're going, what's resonating?
Yes. Yeah. Being like, oh, people liked all the imperfections of it, or like just me being me or human or whatever. So then I started to just think, okay, so it's not about proving myself. That's not why I'm doing this. I know. I'm trying to share myself. I'm trying to extend myself and put like my energy out there so other people who like are resonating in the same fields can connect with mine, and then we can like feel connected, which is,
or I can even know where I am in space.
Yeah.
That's
totally.
big for me because I'm like, I thought I was killing that. That's not reading to anyone.
Yeah. Like if I'm performing and I'm not connecting with someone, then I think it's just me kind of like killing time. I might as well be like playing a video game or something.
And this is my conspiracy theory, though.
Okay.
Because people will be like, no, it doesn't matter if your audience likes you, do you. And it's like, it's such a gaslight to the sensitive artist because it's like, I know why you're doing art. It's to connect.
Yeah.
It's not abandoning your unique identity to shift so it resonates with others. It's not selling out. You're trying to find a way you feel seen in the authentic thing.
Yes.
But I feel like people always pair it with like, you just don't love your own work. Like, you know what I mean? They're always like, if your audience doesn't like it, if you like it, keep going. It's like, no, but I like connecting.
Yeah. I wrote this song. Have you ever read Middlemarch?
It's a dense girl. I pretended I read it in class for sure.
Yeah. I read it a few years ago and I loved it. It took me a long time because it is a dense girl.
Yeah. Title of that. It's a dense girl.
And but I loved it. And the main well, we don't need to talk about it, but I wrote this song based on the main character. She goes by Dodo. Her sister calls her Dodo. And I wrote this song called Dodo. And I thought it was so clever and cool. And I performed it. And it was at a house concert. And I literally asked my audience, I was like, did you guys like that? And they were like, they were like, yeah.
You got a beat though? You know what I mean? Like,
And then
did you like that beat?
And this guy that was there goes, did you like performing it?
Hell
and
on
I was
this
like,
earth.
I think I did. And then we moved on. But like later after the show, I was like, I don't know if I did like performing it. Like, I don't even know if I was present at all. Like it was,
Okay, but I have a question though.
Yeah.
Would you have liked performing if someone had been like, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
But I feel like I believe that an authentic yes from an audience will only come if I am serving my truth.
Completely. Oh, completely. So your yes is yes if I had succeeded in what I had attempting to do.
Yeah.
Of like a clever connection of something that resonated with me.
Yeah. And I also believe, to address what you're saying about like the people that are like, it doesn't matter if the audience likes it, like, do you, blah, blah, blah. Which, yes, agree. Like, you should always just serve your authentic thing.
Of course.
But I feel like, for me at least, the not standard I want to hold myself to, but the goal I want to have every time I perform is that whoever is in my audience, whether it's 5 people or 1,000, whatever, unless someone is wearing headphones and on their phone, if I have like a tiny bit of their attention, I hope that like by the time I've finished performing, that they have felt connected to at least one thing.
Perfect goal. Yeah.
So when I have that as my leading force, like everything seems to work out. That's again co-creating with the universe because I feel like that goal, the universe will want to support. Oh, you want to just like share love with another human, even for just a second, we'll make sure that happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
because
does.
Your intention is so clear when it's also less specific.
Yes. Because you don't know what people are going to resonate with.
No idea.
And so I might think like, oh, if I write this song about like coming out or something, then the queer people will be like, oh, we resonate. But like that, there might be a queer person in the audience that resonates with when I talked about how my mom made me sandwiches when I was a kid or something, you know.
Yes.
I don't have a song about that yet.
Well, turns out. Yeah. But it is that thing because that's the authentic self, right? It's not trying to like, well, I have to do this so they know this part of me. That's the inauthentic part, right? Mm-hmm. But I mean, if it aligns quite literally, sure. But completely, I think if the goal then is to, as an artist, you get on stage, you can say, I want multiple things. I want to heal the listener. I want to feel seen. I want to, right? And you have those general things held. Then what you're talking about is like, it's in the same way if you come out in an improv scene and you know you want it to be in a law office, well, like, we're not going to go many places.
Yeah.
If, you know, like, it's like it's a little tight in here.
You're just going to keep like, I just see like what's that game? billiards, like a billiards ball, just like going
stuck.
back and forth, never going in the hole, just kind of like
complete. Because then someone comes in and they're on a rocket ship, and you're like, okay, we're in a rocket ship. Wow, we're thinking too hard here. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like we're in the head. Yeah,
in the head, not where I want to be.
I love the way you said cranial. So okay, so then was it actually taking it for a drive and seeing your work and seeing, not loving that it didn't feel like authentic you was connecting? Because I also think, to reiterate what you're saying, is you'll connect if you're being authentic.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, how did you then go and edit and like drop down from that cranial space? Was it just keep reps or like?
So I had this moment when I wrote a song. It's a song called Evaporate, and it's on my album that I released last year called Spring Water. Yes, Henki Skidu. Mm-hmm. And it's the last track on the album. I had this moment. There's this French cabaret song that I performed with the cabaret artist Meow Meow. She's Australian. She's amazing. It's called Surabaya Johnny, and it's this very slow, intimate song about this woman. It's in French, so I don't even really know what she's saying, but you can tell she's just longing for her lover Johnny. And the piano part's just like dun dun dun. It's so spare, and she just floats over this, and it's pure emotion. And most of these audience, I think we were performed in like Irvine. These people didn't know French, but we were all just like
feeling.
And I had like later that week when I was back at home at my piano, I was like, I want to write something like that. Like, I don't know what it is, but I just want something so simple musically, so again, not trying to impress anyone. Like, I can play the piano really well, but I just like, no.
They better know. Like, you absolutely, you're trained. Let's go.
But no, like that's not what it's about. So really simple. And I need to tell a story that people can't help but feel and relate to. And so, I swear to God, like this was my first like big moment of channeling and songwriting for myself, and this song just unfolded, and it's so weird musically, and it's just these kind of different stories that aren't connected, and then they connect in the end.
Very Murakami of you.
Yes, yes, totally, yes. And at my next concert, I performed it, and I was able to perform it memorized for the first time, which is so weird.
As someone who's written my own stuff, when it's authentic, it just comes out of your fucking mouth.
Yeah, you just know
crazy.
It. Like, it's there. And when I perform that song, I finish, I look up, I see people crying, I see people just up, like,
you were in the, like, I love that it was like a trance moment.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And then after the show, all anyone could give me feedback about was that song, being like, how did you write that? Like, oh my God, it made me think of this, made me think of this teacher, whatever. And I was like, okay, that is what I'm going for.
It's also so fun because it's a shared feeling, not a literal experience. So you're going like, that's why you saying like, this is a story about this thing that happened is so much harder for someone to connect with.
Yes.
Because they go, that's what happened. They can't go, this is my story, right?
Yes.
But when you say feeling.
Yes.
Oh, I know that core feeling.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So after I had that beautiful experience of performing this song and seeing people, I was like, oh, now I know what I'm going for. I get it. So then when the next time I tried to write a song, I was like, okay, the guiding light here is how I want to feel when I'm performing this and how I want to feel other people's energy.
But I love that you said, now that I know what I'm going for, after you did it.
Yes.
I love that.
Oh, because I had to like, I couldn't like force the experience to happen. It happened by experimentation.
Yes. Like you had to do it to know what you were going for. And I feel like so many people don't start because they're like, I don't know what I'm going for.
Yeah. Yes.
And you did the leap of faith, right? Like it's like that. I thought like my always reference for that is Indiana Jones in The Last Crusade. I think it's Last Crusade when he has to take the leap of faith to walk, and it's an optical illusion. There's a bridge.
Oh, yes.
And he throws sand on it, but he has to take a step into this crevasse that like he'd die. But it turns out there's a stone bridge.
Yes.
And he gets to the Holy Grail. That's what it was.
Okay, sure. Yep.
But it's like you're like, I don't know where I'm going. You step into a crevasse, what seems like the infinite.
Yeah.
But there's actually, turns out, optical illusion. There's a bridge here, and now I know where I'm going.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like, oh, how exciting, right? So you knew the feeling. Did it actually help to then like mechanize almost?
Yes.
Yeah.
I used to kind of like going before you go on stage for improv, be like, okay, it's going to be a lawyer's office. Yeah. I used to, okay, I'm going to write I want this song to feel like a pop song. I want it to have like a catchy chorus and then a verse, and it builds up into the bridge and blah, blah. And when I would try to write that way, I have some songs I like from that era of creation, but but now I'll just like sit at the piano and be like, okay, what is coming through me right now? What do I want to like talk about? And I'll just like start writing, kind of journaling things. And then when I see phrases that like feel musical or really stand out, I'm like, ooh, I like what I just said there. I like this theme. Let me explore that. And then I'll just like add music. And then it just like sort of comes together. And usually on that first go through of creation, it's not like listenable. Like it's kind of like weird.
It's fun.
But I can tell that there's something there.
It's clay.
Yeah, it's exactly. Yeah. It's just like amorphous clay, and I'm kind of putting it in different shapes.
Yeah,
like
it's on the mound.
Triangle, whatever. And then usually I'll get to the point where I'm like, okay, I can't work with this anymore. Really? And then I'll stop. And sometimes like a week, a month, 2 months will go by. And then I'll like go through my notes or my voice recordings and be like, oh, this one. And then I suddenly see it. And I'm like, oh, if I move this here and I move this here, and then I start, and then I have it.
Yep.
And then because my intention or goal when I started the piece was to create something that I would feel connected to an audience while I perform, when it's time to perform it, like the debut of it, I was not nervous because I was like, this was built for this. This was built to be a vessel for me to connect with an audience.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
My brain's on fire, because what if your mask was just like a branch? Do you know what I mean? It's essentially that. Like, we all have these masks that protect us when we try and connect. Mm-hmm. But what if, right? Instead of like protecting you, it like opens you up.
Yes.
That's so lovely.
If that's what it's for, then that's what it'll do.
Yeah, 100%. Because connection we want, we're just scared. So then we put this thing on or try and be this so we can have it safely.
Yes.
And have it in the way we think is safe. Mm-hmm. But then to literally be so locked in and secure of like, hey, like I got this from God.
Yes. Yeah. There's no better source of confidence than being like, this was made for a purpose that I know the universe will support.
Yeah. And like, I know people get so focused because what you're talking about, like they can't translate that feeling. I know there's somewhere in someone's life they have this feeling. And I always had it in volleyball where I call it like, there was a period of like 10 years where I said I lost, give me the ball. And on the court back when I was playing, I would look at a setter, and if it was like game point or whatever, I would walk over pissed already. I was like, give me the ball. Because I would be like, you set me, I'm killing this shit. You know what I mean? Like, my nickname was Chainsaw. And so like, but it wasn't ego. It was like, I just knew with beyond the shadow of a doubt. There was no doubt in me that I was finishing the game. Uh-huh. And it's because I've practiced since I was 3 years old. Like and I drop everything on the court and it would be full flow state. It would be the best feeling. I didn't have a single thought in my head.
That's amazing.
It's heaven, but it's exactly what you're talking about. I think a lot of people have that even when it comes to doing their nails. They don't question it for a single fucking second. Mm-hmm. I know how to do my makeup, this person says. I know how to dress, this person says. So they know the feeling that you're talking about, but they just don't give it the same value when the stakes are so high to like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
I just feel,
I do.
Yeah. Because it's like, I do think you probably had access at other points to this, but what you did is you finally like made a technique of it almost.
Yeah. Because I finally identified it.
Yes.
And clarified the goal.
Exactly. Yeah.
Not trying to prove myself. No, it's not being impressive. It's not being successful. It's connection.
Completely. Because it's like you have all the tools, but you actually, if you don't know what you're working on, how do you pick one?
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah, you're just kind of like wandering through a dark forest and tripping a lot.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
It's really the feeling.
Yeah. And looking back, like I am thankful for all that dark forest wandering.
Of course. Well, I'm thankful because a lot of people live saying this forest doesn't exist, this forest doesn't exist, but they're still tripping, you know.
This forest doesn't exist?
This forest doesn't exist.
Oh, this forest.
Yeah, I really stumbled over that one, my bad. But you know, like they can't allow them, it's a big concept to eat the unknown, the dark forest.
Yeah.
And so the fact that you're even attempting it
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. It's being in the dark forest of unknown is, you're at least going to find something new at some point. Then if you're like in the broad daylight fluorescent room, sticking with what you know.
Which you get. You got to like, yeah, I get.
Yeah.
Ain't no way to live. That's a law office. Get out of there.
Yeah. God, this improv scene in the law office is so tiring.
Not the giant metaphor. We become like gurus. Also, we do have to talk about like our spiritual connection, where like Henry and I have run into each other and the most, like literally the most heavenly spots of just like, hey, like
yes, totally.
In our lives.
And they kind of exist outside of like time and space.
Yeah, I
like
would
when
agree.
I think about when I've run into you, I can kind of only picture us in like
there's not like people
an
around.
Angelic realm or something.
Well, it doesn't feel like there's people around. It's, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
But it's almost always in airports, I feel like, which is also a metaphor. It feels
yes. Yeah, seeing someone in an airport like you is such a blessing.
What was like, and I want like viewers or listeners, because I think especially us coming up in comedy, you and I both have what I would call a very ancient sense of wonder, but what a lot of folks that we came up with would call super naive.
Sure, yes.
And not even saying it to our face, but just didn't have that same, or if we try and explain it. And I didn't even have security in my own wonder, so then I felt like an idiot. But you and I had a faith in an unknown, in a connectivity, synchronicity. And so then it was like so affirming, because I believe there's more going on in the universe. And I can trust and have faith in it. I think anyone who is an artist knows that.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be institutionalized or whatever it is. It's just, you know, that goosebump feeling. Like, and so when we'd run into each other, it was like, synchronicities are real. Because like I literally came in line at Norwegian Air.
That's
like both of us randomly decided to do that.
God.
Like going to Paris. I forget where you were going. Like
Dublin, I think.
Yeah, I was going to Paris, and I you were just in front of me. I go, Henry?
Yes. Oh my God. It was probably like 5 a.m. or something.
It was a crazy time. And then the other time I ran into you, and then you had just run into Joe Dispenza, who's like a manifestation. Yeah.
Oh my
Remember
God.
this? Yeah.
Yes, that was recent. That was like a year or two ago.
Maybe, I don't know time, but maybe. Yeah.
Oh my God. Wow.
But I liked it. It felt so affirming that like someone who believes the way and creates the way I create and feels like a willingness to not know is someone I keep connecting with in these spaces. It felt so nice.
Yeah. It's affirming, like you said. Yeah.
I think it's an interesting dance. I was just talking to somebody, talk about Bible, and we have 10 minutes. We'll get to the final segment, but I want to say this because I think you'll like it. So Carl Jung wrote a book called Answer to Job, and the book of Job in the Bible is, for those who don't know, when I grew up, I read it, I was like, this sucks. Because the devil bets God that he can get his most loyal, faithful man, Job, to renounce God. Mm-hmm. And God's like, bet. And so then literally the devil kills his wife, kills his kids, burns his land, gives him diseases. And he's like, do you believe in God? And Job's like, my God will still save me. And God gives him another wife or whatever, gives another thing eventually, and the devil does it again. And it like happens like 3 times. And reading that as a kid, I was like, this sucks. I want the first wife.
Yeah.
Like, what? That's not God providing.
Yeah.
And so Jung was talking about his perception of the Bible, kind of used as a story, right? Not as religion. I know people are sensitive to hearing those stories, but I loved it because his understanding was that God's whole gig was that like I am within you, and Job's whole idea was the God's coming to save me, God's coming to protect me and will provide for me against the devil, whatever. And God was allowing it all to go down until Job realized that like he was the like and God, you know what I mean, like in his image he was like God is within, and you operate as somebody who is creating and a creator, and like. And so it was more like a lesson. It's like your faithfulness, that something outside of you is controlling everything, is actually not faith, because the faith is that you can step up and co-create, like, and you are just as capable and equal to make that. And this is Carl Jung's interpretation of it, but I loved it.
Yeah. I thank you for sharing that. Thank you so much. Yeah. I really love that.
Right, because I think it's that dance of like, as an artist, I want to allow inspiration, and I want to Jesus take the wheel on game day. So many mixed metaphors. I love it. But I also want to be in control and co-creating and doing something I want to do. Still, it's that dance.
You showing up again. You're showing up, and then the universe is like, cool, let's work with this.
Yeah.
Let's dance.
But it's a dance. And I sometimes do forget that in the mix of like either having to do everything or having to let go of everything. But it is what you're talking about, that what I want to do, what can I let go of? What is within me? What am I waiting for something outside of me to give?
Okay, someone writing this down to check the bullet points.
I know, literally.
That was
every
really
morning
good.
I wake up.
That was like, I'm going to write that down when I listen to this.
Well, you can listen back.
Perfect.
I love it. No, but it's so funny because I feel like I'm diatribing at you, but I like to because I feel like your willingness to hear in the same way creatively. Like, even if something doesn't hit with you, it's like a guess, like, oh, do you mean this or this? Could that be this from my understanding or whatever it is? You know?
It's like what Carl Jung did with that Bible story, which like a lot of people have interpreted one way for a long time. And he was like, what if this ancient story has another meaning?
100%, which God forbid.
Yeah. We got to do with everything.
Which, I spin out sometimes do it because I do it in a fun way where I get excited and then I'm like, or this, or this.
Yeah. Yes. But that's good.
It's good.
I think.
It's better than the opposite for sure.
Definitely. Fluorescent room,
I was going to say like fake tanner, big blonde curls vibes.
Oh, yes.
Autumn.
Yeah, it's all, not that room.
No problem. Law office. Okay, so we are getting to my last segment, which I think I like because it's rather abstract. But it's called Thank You for Holding My Poems. And it's inspired by the Russian poet Anna Akhmatova, who during the Great Terror in Russia, it was illegal to publish poems of resistance. So her and her creative collaborators, a group of them, memorized edits of each other's works in their heads and literally held. And I always get emotional because it's like, it's so vulnerable to be witnessed at the rawest stage, the rawest form, or a slight tweak that you find valuable. And so that concept I translate to anything because I think a poem can be quite any iteration of connection. It could be on a day where you feel useless, a barista going, I love your hat. Or it can be creating the Sistine Chapel, you know? And so I love to ask my guests if there's a quote unquote poem that comes to mind of like a moment that really meant something to them in their creative life. That they felt held someone else?
When I was probably 26, so 10 years ago, I was wandering around New York City with two of my friends and having the most gorgeous day of just like a perfect New York City day of like wandering through Central Park and be like, wow, like the trees look like they're painted there. And, just, and seeing all the different people doing all their different things. We ended up going to St. John the Divine on Amsterdam and 112th or 111th or something. And there is this, and I'd never been there before. So first of all, that cathedral is just like, holy shit. It's amazing. It's
crazy.
Yeah. Like you feel like you're in Rome.
As a child seeing cathedrals, you're like, oh, that's crazy. And as an adult, you're going, someone did that?
Yes. Yes. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
But outside the church, just south of the church, in its like little garden area, we walked up to this magnificent fountain / statue. And it like, I'd never seen anything so beautiful in my life at that point. And I started crying, and then it started thundering, like the sky, like big thunder, and it like terrifying thunder. And I was just standing before this statue. It's called the Peace Fountain.
It's in my head.
You know it? Yeah. And it's on one side, it has the big sun, and there's 9 giraffes, and Saint Michael is holding his sword, and Satan's like decapitated head is, it's like extraordinary, and it's swirling into like primordial chaos.
It's magnificent in the truest form of the word. Yeah.
And as I was feeling this, this sensation came through my body, and I instantly recognized it as something that I had not experienced since I was a child, which was just like true wonder of like childhood. And I I had forgotten about it, and I didn't know I had forgotten about it. You know, like when you're hustling and like trying to prove yourself and like trying to survive and like pay your everything.
Gig to gig, I mean,
like,
you're going up to downtown.
Yes, and trying to be like seen as an artist and all of that. Like you just forget like what it feels like to be a child that's in awe of thunder or like seeing a giant sun or a sword or whatever. And I just was like weeping, standing there like, oh my God, I was a child once. I was a child. And that changed my life in that moment and since then I like have remembered to keep in touch with, child Henry.
This is a heavenly poem. This is exactly what a poem is.
Yes.
It's an abstract feeling where you're going, oh, this is, again, ancient. This is something chemically changing in me.
Yes.
That's major.
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And around the fountain are all these little mini sculptures that elementary school students made in like the 80s.
Don't make me cry.
And there's some of them are amazing, and then some of them like are a lump that is like a fish.
That's the best part,
and they're just it's just so magical, and it's the circle. If you're in New York City, like skip the M&M store, go to
you heard it here first. If you're the type of person that was planning on going to the M&M store,
come on. Yeah, it's magnificent.
You're telling like the crankiest family of 6. You're like, guys, come on.
Just get on the H-train.
Yeah, literally go up. Oh no, this is a perfect poem. It's exactly that. It's like it feels so private, but also like, does anybody else know this feeling? This is great.
Yes, yes. Oh my God, it's so important. It's the most important, or well, one of the most important things.
Oh, 100%.
That everyone needs to connect with to have compassion and like lead your life and make decisions based on like what you would want for a child.
Oh my God. It's so funny because again, all of us like conceptually and intellectually know these concepts of like child, you know, like we've seen the movies where you lose the wonder and then the spirit of Christmas. So we know, but then when you feel it, you're like,
yes,
yo,
yes,
like,
yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, it goes from concept to direct experience.
Oh, it's so funny because you're like, wow, yeah, no, life is very simple. Like, oh, I'm just a human. And that hit.
yeah. And I used to be innocent, or I used to know that I was innocent.
But also to me, it's not even know, it's I used to allow. Like for me, immediately if I feel that sense of big wonder, I'm like either shameful or like I'm being too much or, you know.
Yeah.
I used to just not even think. I was just like, wow. Like, you know, like,
yes,
I just felt it.
Yeah, that's why kids are literally doing that. Going, ah! Like when you walk past a playground, they're all screaming with delight.
But like, because again, if a child heard thunder when they had a huge feeling, it'd be like, I'm in a summer.
Yes,
yeah. It's like huge.
Oh my God, it's the 60th anniversary of Sound of Music. Most important thing.
Sure.
And I went to see it in theaters with my mom and my boyfriend and his dad. A perfect.
We also
quartet.
haven't even gotten to like your mom was a musician. There's so much.
So much. Yeah. But that scene, for my favorite things, you remember, like the kid, it's like a huge thunderstorm and the kids one by one all run to Maria. And then that leads to her
to comforting
talking
them,
about it.
Like,
yeah. And that's when they're like, oh, we love you. And then, you know, history is made or something.
No, because also like what you're saying, like that song, right, has such joy in it. But to give a child that song in a time of maybe fear or whatever, it's like,
yes.
Oh,
yeah. And using the thunder as the catalyst for this moment
yes.
of like, the world is magical and all you have to do is think of what you love.
It is. It's like, it is all perception. I always laugh when I get a blood blister. I as a kid, I got a really bad one. My dad was like, whoa, those are so lucky. It's crazy you got that.
Genius dad.
It's crazy because then I was like 28 and I got one. I was like, and then I think a friend had one. I was like, lucky. And she was like, what? And I was like, fuck, I got tricked. Like,
oh my God.
Yeah, it was amazing.
I love that. I do that too now. I didn't discover it until I was an adult, where I just every time like a bird shits on me, I'm like, oh my God, thank goodness.
Yes, you're like, I'm so lucky. There's no
like,
frustration.
Today's going to be incredible.
Yeah.
And then it is.
But it is. Yeah. Okay. I love you so much. Can you tell folks where to find your work or whatever you want them to find? Okay.
So all my art, my music is under my name, Henki Skidu.
Oh, I say Skidu. I'm sorry. It's Skidu.
Everyone says Skidu, which that's great too. I just say Skidu.
I think to me, the cadence in my head, I always sing Skidamarinka-dinky-doo, Skidamarinka-doo.
Which is perfect.
Yeah, okay,
that's very Skidu.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, okay.
But most people say that. Also, my friend Melissa, I heard, thought this whole time, she hadn't heard me say it out loud, and she thought it was Henki is kid you.
Obsessed.
Yeah.
It feels like I am Tom Riddle, like I am Lord Voldemort.
Yes, exactly. So I love, having that type of lore.
Yeah.
Yeah, Henki Skidu, which is HenkiSkidu.
Heaven, listeners.
Yeah. So, you can find me on any streaming social media. That's where to find me and find my stuff. And I'm performing. And if I'm in your area, please come and so I can connect with you.
Roll up. Get a connection, get a feeling.
Yes.
Well, I end every episode by giving my listeners and you a compliment. And I give the same one, but it feels different every time. And please know I don't think of adjectives as gendered, but I say, oh my God, you're so pretty.
Oh.
I love you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mo.
Worse Than You with Mo Fry Pasick is hosted by me, Mo Fry Pasick. You can learn more about this week's guest and the Worse Than You team by checking out the show and episode copy. Worse Than You with Mo Fry Pasick is executive produced by Erica Ghetto, Mariah Gossett, and Lauren Mandel for Good Get and Disco Nap Productions. Oh my God, you're so pretty. When someone opens with a little object work and then someone knows to let it cook.
Yes.
Now that's a good
get, baby. That's a good get.